Okay, welcome. I'm Danilo Boniglia, one of the advisors at the International Education Office, and this presentation is for political science majors. As you can see, my areas of expertise are down there, Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Costa Rica, Mexico, and we keep adding more countries, and I'm very knowledgeable about some of the other programs and countries as well. You have my email there just in case for the participants. If you have any questions down the road, my contact information is also on the website, on the UCLA International Education Office website. It's down here below as well. Let's see. So we're going to go ahead and go to the next slide. Okay, so again, welcome, a warm welcome from the International Education Office. As you know, we're working virtually, but we are still here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, so basically, what is the International Education Office? So the International Education Office is the one-stop shop for all study abroad opportunities. And we also have a lot of coordinators, study abroad advisors and coordinators that will help you throughout the whole process. And we also serve as a middle ground to contact returnee students. We currently have about 3 or 4 returnee students that will speak later around 4:15. And again, welcome to the GLOW Week, Global Learning and Opportunities Week. And this is just one of many webinars. Again, this is recorded, and again, you'll be able to tap into this resource later on at the International Education website. Okay, so again, welcome. As of today, let's see, October 28th, 2021, 4 p.m. We're going to be talking about these items here: COVID-19, study abroad 101 refreshers, how to study in your major, and some sample programs. And then the last session will be with question and answers with the returning students. Okay, study abroad in COVID-19. So as of now, summer programs 2020 are scheduled to run. And we are continuously monitoring the health and safety here and abroad, the UCLA International Education Office, along with our partner universities abroad, and many health and safety offices and institutions here and abroad. We're constantly monitoring and keeping you informed if there are any changes. We understand and we are very considerate that you guys have deadlines and timelines. So, these go, no go decisions are a little bit challenging for all of us. If you're interested in one of our programs, UCEAP, for example, if you want to go away for summer or fall, we will enroll you in a UCEAP program, and then we will also keep your enrollment here at UCLA through the registrar's office as a backup. So that's what we do for one of our programs to be flexible. The other thing that we're doing for some of our programs is to have virtual alternatives or virtual programs, just in case it's not a go for the summer. Hopefully it will, but again, we are prepared. The other thing is, but we are asking all the participants that are applying to be flexible and patient, because as you know, there are a lot of things up in the air, and so it's been a little bit challenging. The last reminder is, if you haven't renewed your passport, make sure that you do that right away. Many countries do require it right away, especially when you are applying for our programs. Okay, so the Study Abroad 101 refresher. So on Monday, we had a great webinar. It was called Study Abroad 101. Hopefully you guys saw it. If not, don't worry. Go to the UCLA International Education website. As you can see on our screen here, it's /glow, and you can see some of the webinars there. But basically what we covered in the 101 were program details, credit transfer to UCLA, cost and funding, financial aid, application processing, deadlines, and timelines. And then to complement, we have this other webinar here now, and we will be covering specific major guidelines, a special focus on specific programs that are very interesting to political science students. And the last thing is we will be asking a couple of our students questions and answers. The students have returned from abroad. Okay, so really quickly, there are basically 5 types of programs. The first program is called it's a traditional university immersion program where you study directly at a university with local students, local professors, and you take whatever classes that they offer. That's the traditional study abroad university immersion program. The other program that we have is UCLA faculty-led programs. Those happen only during the summer. It's organized by UCLA professors, and it's open to UCLA students, and any other student in the system or anybody that's 18 years old and in college can go on these programs. And these are experimental programs, on the go, travel study, very interesting, cool, dynamic programs. The other program is internship and research abroad. You can do these types of programs and get academic credit towards your UCLA degree. Interesting programs as well. The other one is basically a cohort program where a group of students, of UCLA students and specific students from a specific university abroad, they take classes together during the beginning of the summer, and then during the late summer, they come back. Even the exchange students, they come back and take classes here at UCLA. So that's a very interesting program that we have as well. We also have UC Center programs, University of California Center programs. Those are basically attached to the UCEAP program, where it's for UC students only, local professors at a local institution, and they usually have like a theme with those programs. So again, quite a variety, but these are kind of like the main five that are kind of, we break them down into. Okay, so can I use my financial aid while going abroad? Yes, you can. Just make sure that you're an eligible student, and we in the financial aid office will award a combination of grants, scholarships, and loans if you're going on a UC affiliated program only. So just keep that in mind. The other thing is if you are going during the summer, it's mostly loans that they can offer you, and there are some limitations in some grants and scholarships. But again, the financial aid office will work very hard to try to award you up to the full cost of the program. And just remember that you have to be taking at least 8 units before going abroad to have all these eligibility requirements. And then the last thing is just make sure that you apply for FAFSA or DREAM Act by the deadline. Okay, so when can I apply? You can apply now, or you can apply 5 months or 4 months before you go. We highly recommend to start acting now. Maybe today, this weekend, you can start doing that. The program details vary, the applications vary a little bit. The deadlines are coming up: November, December, January, even February. Is this competitive? Not necessarily. There are specific programs with travel study and with UCEAP that have limited space. So you definitely should apply soon. And we'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, for the vast majority of programs, they're wide open, especially if you're going on UCEAP programs during the summer or the fall. Go ahead and apply. Again, look at our website. Our website is just down here on the bottom. Every single detail is on there, program details. So always refer to that on a daily basis if you can, and even for updates. Okay, so studying abroad as a political science major. So basically, students are not obligated to study in their major. You can do a little bit of foreign language, minor requirements, tech requirements, or take upper division courses for professional or personal development. But you're all still getting you're making progress towards your UCLA degree, towards your diploma. So that's the nice thing. You're getting either transfer credit or direct credit. Most majors, as you may know, are not, or most programs are not designed around a major. But that's okay. Again, just kind of do a search also like beyond your major. But if you do want to study with your major, that is possible. We have living proof. We have returning students that have done that, and some of them have gone on multiple programs. And I myself, I was a UCLA student many years ago. I studied abroad in Italy for 1 year on UCEAP. I studied in 3 different cities: Siena, Padova, and Milano, and it is possible. Okay, so basically, we got some feedback from the political science advisor. Unfortunately, he could not be here. I think he might be online just listening. But basically, study abroad classes classified under political science by UCAP may count as upper division credit, but they do not count as departmental. So what you need to do is petition and pre-approvals. So when choosing UCAP courses, students are encouraged to submit a petition to the political science department for pre-approval. This should be done as soon as possible. Once you have a class that you're interested in, go ahead and start doing this, please. Okay, so you can count your classes, your UCEAP classes, directly for your concentration field, distribution field, or elective. And if you focus on those 3, those are probably the simplest ways to study abroad with political science. Just make sure that you're taking classes that are 4 or 5 units. that they're offered as a letter grade, and that they're upper division. And then when petitioning for a field area, students must submit a syllabi whenever possible, and then also topics, texts, and any type of instruction background. And then at the bottom, you'll see some of the field areas: political theory, international relations, and this and that. I did international relations as a political science major here. So a maximum of 2 courses outside of the UCLA Political Science Department may be applied for the upper division requirements. Students are not required to identify courses that match the content of those offered by the Political Science Department. Again, students are not restricted to taking political science courses abroad. Again, you can diversify and do a little bit of GE, foreign language, and just upper division courses that you just might need to graduate. Okay, so when can you study abroad? Basically, you can do it as soon as possible in your major. It's very flexible. The first year after, after being here for 1 year, you can do that summer, the following summer. Check in with your academic advisor, check in with your parents, with your peers, and get everybody's opinion. And I think, the sooner the better might be ideal. Okay, so here is a political science map, or basically what we call a major academic plan. You can find this on our website. When you go to our website, you click on that website link, UCAP Academics, and you'll find this link and other information about academics. Very, very useful. Or you can take out your phone and scan it. Again, all the information is on our website, and this kind of gives you a step-by-step information. This was also inputted, or we got a lot of feedback from the political science advisor about this. Okay, we're going to quickly go through some sample programs, and then we'll jump into our returning students. So travel study programs, as you know, are through UCLA summer sessions, through UCLA summer sessions, through UCLA travel study. They're during the summer only. Registration opens pretty soon, November 18th at 7 a.m. There is one political science department program that I want to highlight. This one travels to London, Brussels, Amsterdam, Paris. This is a very popular program, and it fills up right away. And some of you might know Professor O'Neill or Professor Saisa. They are leading this program, very popular program. So that's one suggestion for UCEA for travel study. Again, when you take this particular program, the units, grades, GPA, that will automatically show up on your UC transcript. It's just like taking a summer class here. So travel study tends to be very forward, very simple in that aspect. We have another great program. It's a newer program. It's called Global Internship Program, where you can intern abroad. And we have some very interesting locations. For example, we have a couple locations in Colombia, Bogota, Medellin. You can also go to London, Dublin, Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. And then you basically take upper division coursework. This is not specifically for poli-sci majors, but it's open to them. And yeah, as you can see at the bottom, there are some sample areas that you can work in. For example, think tanks, let's see, NGOs, nonprofit organizations, a very, very interesting program. And I just want to highlight this. Okay, Global Cities program, I mentioned this earlier. So you're abroad with a cohort of UCLA students and national and international students. You take classes there, and then you come back all together and you take classes here. It's a great opportunity to have a social, cultural, social intercultural meetings, interactions. The program is built around this type of activity. So basically, I do want to highlight the 3 sessions or the 3 cities that we have. We have Amsterdam, Barcelona, and Milan. And in the next slide, I do want to kind of emphasize maybe Spain, Pompeu Fabra University in Barcelona. They have great upper division courses that are 4 or 5 units each. The courses are taught in English. And again, you have a chance to integrate and immerse yourself with the local students, with the cohort of students that are set. And again, it's a great program. I used to work with this program a couple of years ago. Okay, a couple of sample UCEAP programs. Let's move right along. Applications are open now. So one in Germany, in the Free University of Berlin, upper division courses in English. As you can see, you have some interesting courses that you can take. Another one is in Korea, Yonsei University, also in English, upper division, 4 or 5 units, very popular. You get to mingle with Korean students, and they are taught in English. Okay, and then the last one that I want to highlight is in Latin America. It's Argentina and Chile. And you study basically human rights, cultural memory. The upper division courses are listed down there. And you are actually going to two different universities. Everything will be taught in English. And it's a really great program. A couple years ago, UCAP sent me to this location to check it out, and it's an excellent option. Okay, so those were just a nice little appetizer. We have many, many programs on our website. Okay, so we're going to go into our returnee panel in a second. So returnees, go ahead and turn on your video and audio, please. And so basically, as you know, before continuing, as part of the Global Learning Opportunities Week, we have a host. We're hosting a keyword scavenger hunt each day of this week to win a $75 gift card. So today's word, as you can see, is HYGGE, which means like comfort, coziness. This is kind of like part of the Danish culture. So anyway, that's the word. And then just go to the UCLA website and you can see, UCLA ieo.ucla.edu, and you can input the word there, and then hopefully you can win $75 gift card. Okay, so I'm going to move into the returnees. So again, I'm going to ask the returnees to turn on their videos and their sound. And I want to welcome you, a nice welcome. We have one student that is phoning in or zooming in from France. It's midnight, so we really appreciate that. There might be a couple others that come in, but I think the connections are a little bit blurry. So again, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. The first thing is, we can kind of go in order. We can go Lisa, Isabella, and Megana. That's how I see it on my screen. I'm going to ask you what, again, your name, what you majored in, what your concentration, what courses did you take abroad, and how did those courses, go into your political science major. And then at the end, we'll ask you a little bit more, like if you could tell us about the academic culture in the university and this and so on. So we'll start with Lisa.
Hello, everyone. My name is Liza or Lisa.
Lisa.
Anything works. So I did two programs. I did one in England. I studied at Cambridge University in the summer. And then I did a second program in the fall in France at Sciences Po Reims. So I'm actually a third year, but I'm graduating this year. And one of the reasons is because these programs really, it's not a quarter system. They offer you a lot of classes. And if you plan it well, they can all transfer as one quarter per se. And so I think I got 33 units in this half a year studying abroad. So that really helped me breeze through all of my requirements. I am a poli-sci major. I also double in Spanish, and I minor in French, which is why I chose to study abroad in France. So it was very nice. I got to visit a lot of different countries because, England and France, you can connect to Italy, you can connect to Latvia. I went there. Germany, Oktoberfest. So there's lots of opportunity to have fun. But one thing I do want to note about these two very reputable schools is that their classes are amazing. Their professors are amazing. One of my teachers was the son of the founder of Médecins Sans Frontières, which we know as Doctors Without Borders. If you look it up, you'll see the last name is Kushner. And so we had his son, professor, which was really amazing. And yeah, the only thing is it's a bit of a culture shock, especially in France where you can't speak English. They won't speak to you in English, especially in my small city of Reims. So it takes a little bit of getting used to, but overall it was an amazing experience that I wouldn't trade for anything.
Thank you very much, Liza. That's very exciting. Very cool. Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and move on to Isabella. Yes, go ahead.
Hi, so my name is Isabella. I studied specifically at Sciences Po in Bordeaux as well. It was part of the umbrella program of the University of Bordeaux. And that was really important for me because I was a transfer student to UCLA. I just graduated in June. And it was difficult for me already to make sure that I got all my credits in. So having a political science specific study abroad program really helped make sure that I was on track to graduate on time and get all of my units in. I definitely agree that it was a bit of a culture shock. All my courses were in French, and so that was a really steep learning curve. But the professors were really great, and it was a very competitive environment. Sciences Po is kind of known for that. But by the end of it, my French improved so much, and I'm currently back in France right now. So it clearly made a positive impression.
Thank you very much, Isabella, and thank you for staying up until midnight to talk to us in France. Okay, the next, Megana, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your experience.
Hi everyone, my name is Meghana. I'm a senior here at UCLA. I'm a political science major and an American politics concentration. So I spent the summer between my sophomore and junior year at the London School of Economics, and I took 2 upper division classes. I took global communications and cultural politics, and I took environmental policy. And both of those transferred back as IR courses. So in political science, you have to take a certain number of courses outside of your field of concentration. So that really satisfied those requirements for me. I just submitted the syllabus, and it was a pretty stress-free process. I was also able to go to the political science department and see which courses had been previously accepted, and global communications had already been previously accepted. So I didn't even have to petition for that one, actually. But it was a really great experience. There were people from all over the world in my program and in my classes. And there were a few people from UCLA, but there were just people from all different kinds of universities in all different countries. And there were very small classes, I would say. Like my classes were both under 50 people, super collaborative environment and really supportive. So yeah, I had a great experience. And also it's in the heart of London. So there's a lot to do as well. Yeah.
Great, great. Let's see, Maureen, can you please let us know if there are any questions? Maybe if you can read them off for us in the meantime.
Sure. One question was, for students, would you encourage us to apply for study abroad? Yes, but I think all of us are very big proponents of study abroad, and I think it really is an amazing opportunity that, you know, in your undergrad career that's entirely beneficial. But I just wanted to say that. Daniela, go ahead and you can take over. But.
Yes, Maureen is correct. But any other advice that the returning students can give? Like, were you guys maybe on the fence? Like, how did you like finally push yourself like to go abroad and like even go back to France? Any tips or advice about that for our students? Anybody can answer.
I was really hesitant about whether to go for a summer or a quarter or a semester. And honestly, like, I just wish I had gone for longer. I'm very happy with the program I did, but I would go again for another quarter if I could. So I think if you're on the fence, I would say go for it. It was such a wonderful experience. I felt like I had some people from UCLA in my program. And there was also a bunch of like London alumni events. So I met UCLA alumni there. So I still felt like a UCLA student, but I also got such an amazing experience. And I got to meet so many people that I'm still in touch with from other countries and other schools. And the classes as well were really, really interesting. And I felt that they had a very like international global focus. I think some of our UCLA political science classes are very America focused, which is understandable, but I really enjoyed like learning more about IR and in global politics. So I would say if you're on the fence, just definitely do it. I really don't think you will regret it at all.
How about Liza or Isabella? Were you guys ever on the fence, or you guys knew like when you were 5 years old, you said, hey, I'm going to study abroad?
So I'm from LA, and part of my deal with my parents with going to UCLA so close to home was that I get to go abroad. So it wasn't really about going abroad. It was, do I do one program? Do I do two? Do I extend the second program? I ended up getting homesick after my second program, so I didn't extend. but at least this kind of thing is useful to let you know, like, do you want to live abroad? Do you want to live in LA? And LA is in my heart, but it was nice to kind of branch out and get to know what else is out there. My French improved so much. It's crazy. The one bit of advice I would give though is do invest time to plan, because all of my courses transferred so seamlessly, but I have friends
Nice.
who didn't have the same just because they didn't plan it as well. So do take the time, do the research. There are so many programs and you can make it really work for you.
Exactly. Thank you. How about you, Isabella?
Uh, I I had always wanted to study abroad, but then as a transfer student, I was really concerned that, well, I didn't think it would actually be possible for me. And going to the study abroad office at UCLA totally changed that. I just went in on a whim and they were like, absolutely, you can still apply. And I'm so, so glad that I did it. I actually really wish that I could have extended my program because um, I mean, it's great. I think you should study abroad for as much time as you can. But I think a full year would have been a really like complete experience. And I only got to be abroad for a semester. So again, it's all about planning and seeing how it figures in with your courses. But I absolutely do it.
Yes. Let's see. Thank you again. Maureen, did we get any more questions? By the way, Maureen Atala, she works at our office. So yes.
Hi. Yeah. So the next question is there really any chance of actually getting to study abroad with COVID?
So yeah, that is definitely a good question. Like I said, right now for summer of 2021, we are planning to send students abroad. Some of our directors, some of our officers feel very comfortable and very confident about doing that. But again, we are informing all the students, beforehand on a daily basis if something happens. Again, it's a whole mystery with this coronavirus thing. So again, the nice thing about a lot of our programs is you can apply now, and for most of them, you usually have until like April 1st, sometimes even May 1st to kind of decide if you want to go or not. Some programs, for example, travel study, there is like a cutoff date, which is usually like around April 1st, if I remember correctly. But for most of them, you'll have, you know, tons of information in months to kind of decide. And then if something happens, again, we will cancel the programs and we will let you know ahead of time. And we have some other options that we can inform you to. I don't know if Maureen would like to add to that. Yes.
Yeah, I just want to add that in terms of travel study programs, we like said, we are planning to run summer 2021 in person. However, we will also be assessing all programs in January, February, and see how things are in COVID world, and figuring out then if we're moving forward or not. We are also offering backup virtual offerings in the event that we do have to cancel in person, but we are planning right now for in person for summer.
Great. Thank you, Maureen. And Maureen, I believe we have two more questions. Is that correct?
Um, nope, I think that was it. We answered one already live, and another one was just Anne from our office, but that's something unrelated.
Okay, great. So, like I said, it's possible to go abroad. I was a transfer student from Ventura College. I was there for 2 years and then 2 years here, and I was able to do the whole year abroad. I mean, it took me a while to graduate, but I already had that in my mind when I was like 7 years old. Hey, I need to go to Italy for 1 year. So anyway, any final questions? Any final advice? Yes.
No, I think that's it for the questions here. Someone did ask right now, where can I find the recording of this webinar?
Mhm.
The recording will be listed on the on-demand sessions of our website and linked to our YouTube channel. So you can find that right when we're done here. It should be
Exactly.
posted, I believe, within a day or two.
Exactly, yes. So for the returning students, any final word of advice? For example, in Italy, you would say in bocca al lupo, which means like good luck or something. onward and forward. Any other final advice from any of the returning students before we go? Okay. Okay,
Thank you
well,
all.
yeah, thank you all. Like I said, we're going to be posting this on our website under the Glow section. And again, I want to thank you, all three of you. Really appreciate that. And yeah, again, all the students, representative, all the panelists or participants, if you have any questions, just email us and we will be happy to help you. Okay, so thank you so much.
Thank
I'm
you
going to
all.
go ahead and start and stop the recording, and we're all set to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.